Hi, everybody. It's Holly Amaya, co-founder of Story Imprinting. I'm here with my fabulous partner and co-founder, Anne-Marie Hoftailing. We're going to talk today about storytelling and feedback. Feedback can be a real scary word for people, can it not?
It's really terrible. I mean, it makes you super vulnerable, right? I think the other thing I would say that people don't always think about is feedback also is hard to give. And
Right.
P.S., women and people of color get less feedback than white males.
Right.
And the reason is there's a fear that that feedback will create a reaction. And what that means is the single thing you need to advance a free education to excellence is feedback. You're not going to get it always. So you have to be able to ask for it.
I think a lot of times the clients that we work with, individual clients, will say, I get defensive when I get feedback, or if I'm told that I did these things wrong, but I don't have a path on how to rectify that, like I just kind of shut down.
Mm-hmm.
How can we use storytelling if we're giving feedback to empower someone rather than shut them down?
So one of the things that I think is great is there's a lot of coaching that focuses on just ask questions. It's not about you at all. It's all about the person. And I believe that's true. And I have a little caveat to that. I think that when you're giving feedback to somebody, you are in the power position totally. And you are making somebody 100% vulnerable. And I think that to not be a little vulnerable yourself is really unfair.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you want people to be open, I think that you first start with, I've sat in your chair before. So I'm about to give you some feedback in love and service that's hard. It's difficult, but I've been you. And you bridge to a story. Here's how. And you bridge to a story and you tell a story of a time you got really harsh feedback. And you share that first before you deliver the feedback. And what happens is if you don't do that, resistance is really high. But once you do that, you realize, feedback should never be a tool of punishment. It should never be punitive. It's not an opportunity for you to vent. If that's what you're doing it wrong. It's an opportunity to educate and elevate someone else. That's its sole purpose. But it's also hard because we're all human. People will say, oh, I love feedback. And I will just tell you, working with high-level executives, working with really talented, smart people, it never feels good when somebody says you aren't doing something well or there's something you could be doing better. That's the truth. And I think that when you tell somebody a story about some hard feedback that you received and how that served you and transformed you, you are creating an invitation and pathway to say, this is a gift I'm giving
That's
you.
right.
And so I think that's the most important thing I would say about storytelling and feedback. Use it as an opportunity to connect more deeply with the person you're giving feedback to.
Give a gift, y'all. The gift of feedback. I
There
love
you go.
it. All right, check us out online, www.storyimprinting.com. We will see y'all next time.